Bama fans, what's going on? Chris Daughtery here, and you guys are watching the Alabama Football Report. Appreciate you guys joining us for today's show. Just want to give a update on our September subscriber battle last month against the Michigan Football Report. We took them down and beat them by over 200 subscribers. I think we can do even better than that. We put out more content than them, and we also are doing our Alabama football watch parties every single weekend. So I want to beat them by 500 subs this coming month in October. So do me a favor, hit that sub button right now, and make sure you guys join us this weekend for Alabama versus Vanderbilt watch party. Coming up on today's show, we're going to be breaking down this Alabama versus Vanderbilt matchup in Week 6. This is Alabama's second SEC game of the season. They're 23 points favorites, but coming off that big win last week versus Georgia, you do not want to have a letdown game in this one against the Vanderbilt team that, look, let's just be honest, they are just not as good as you. I want to get into some keys to victory here on today's show for the Crimson Tide. Look, key to victory number one, just want Alabama to have that dog mentality when it comes to this game. This is a game that you can't have a letdown game in this one. Vandy, just, an inferior team. You're going to Vanderbilt, which, a lot of the times turns out to be Bryant-Denny North. You have more Alabama fans than Vanderbilt fans there. So, when the defense is out on the field, even though it's an away game, the, crowd gets really loud. So, look, at the end of the day, Alabama just needs to go out there and handle their business. Show them really who, Alabama football really is. Show them that, the brand and the expectations are still sky high. And look, this cannot be a game that you let Vanderbilt, stick around in. Alabama has won 23 straight games against the Vanderbilt Commodores, dating all the way back to 1985. So 1984 was the last time Vanderbilt beat Alabama. So, they're absolutely itching to go out there and just, win at the end of the day, because they have not done that against the Crimson Tide in a long time. So let me know in the comment section, guys, do you think this is a trap game for Alabama? Type Y for yes or N for no at the pinned comment of today's video. That ad probably going to come right here on YouTube, so take advantage of it. Get down there and let me know if you think this is a trap game for the Crimson Tide. Look, key to victory number two, you got to play your assignments on defense. You don't have to go out there and play hero ball and play out of position. If your job is to go after the running back, go after the running back. If your job is to, attack the quarterback, You're going to see a lot of RPOs in this game. It's just really something that Vanderbilt likes to do. And look, quarterback for Vanderbilt, Diego Pavia, runs this offense pretty well, and he takes care of the ball as well. So, you can't get out of position against this guy. You can't, like I said, play hero ball. If, you're matched up in a certain zone, stay in that zone, man. You don't have to, have that trust at the end of the day with your other guys on the defensive side of the ball that they're in the right spot, you're in the right spot, and that it all meshes well together. Because, look, Diego Pavia, he is he is not shy to the big moment. Last year, he was the quarterback for New Mexico State, and they went into Jordan-Hare Stadium and ended up beating Auburn. So I'm not out here trying to, compare and contrast Auburn versus Alabama, but, at the end of the day, when you're playing an SEC team as New Mexico State, doesn't matter who it is, Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Tennessee, those are really big games for those teams. And they went in there, they did not shy away, and, they beat the crap out of Auburn last year in that game. So, look, you just got to stick to your keys, stick to your assignments, and, don't get, like I keep saying it, don't try to play hero ball, because that's when this Vanderbilt team can beat you. And look, it's all up to Alabama in this game. They are the better team on paper. They have the better coaching staff. They should go out there and get the job done this weekend. We'll get to the rest of our keys to victory on today's show, guys, but I want to shout out our sponsor here, and that is Game Time. Game Time has a new feature now called Game Time Picks. It makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks is just curation. That makes it easier for you guys to save more on sports, concert, comedy, theater, and more. Game Time Picks just filters out all the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I also love their all-in pricing feature. You toggle this feature on, and it shows you the total up front, so there are no surprise fees at checkout. You also get the lowest prices guaranteed. If you find tickets in the same section or row for less, Game Time will actually credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use promo code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Check out GameTime.co for last-minute tickets. Terms do apply, but again, create an account and redeem promo code CHATSPORTS, ChatSports, for $20 off your first purchase. That link will be in the comments section and the description of today's video. Download Game Time today, because what time is it? It's game time. Key to victory number 3 for the Crimson Tide in this game against Vanderbilt. Look, I just really want to get the run game going, and with the running backs. Look, last week against Georgia, I was like, let's get the run game going. I don't care if it's with Jalen Milroe. I don't care if it's with the running backs. Get the pass game to the running backs going. Just get them going somehow, some way. But in this game, I want these guys to really put in some work on the ground, and really specifically to Justice Haynes and Jam Miller in this game. Because look, these guys are absolutely electric, man. And I know at times, it looks like they're not doing a very good job running the ball sometimes, especially in that second half of that Georgia game. Georgia really did make some, really good adjustments in that game to be able to stop Jalen Milroe, but they really didn't go back to the running backs as much. And I just want Alabama to, feed these guys because they're very good, both averaging 8 yards per carry. And I know, over the last 3 games, that's kind of gone down for Justice Haynes because he had 4 carries for 100 yards in that first game. So that definitely affects his average. But, man, the explosiveness of these guys, really needs to, be utilized, both of them. For Justice Haynes, 5 different rushes for 10 or more yards. Jam Miller has 6 of those. So I really want to see them get going in this game because so far, Jalen Milroe has, right now it's him and Jam Miller. They're both tied with 273 rushing yards. And, I like the fact that Alabama has been getting Jalen Milroe involved with those designed quarterback runs so far in the first couple of games of the season. But in this game specifically against Vanderbilt, I really want to get those guys going. So let me know, guys, in the comment section, who do you think will be the leading rusher for the Crimson Tide against Vanderbilt this weekend? Type 4 if you think it's going to be Jalen Milroe. Type 22 if you think it's Justice Haynes. Or type 26 if you think it's going to be Jam Miller. Key to victory number 4. Man, we have got to get off the field on 3rd and 4th downs. More specifically on 4th downs. I think Alabama's done a pretty decent job so far this year on 3rd downs, but man, against Georgia, the 4th downs really ate you up in that game. And I know, especially in that second half, Georgia was going for it on almost every single one of their 4th down attempts. And look, Alabama did a great job on 3rd down. 3 of 15, but a lot of those attempts, especially in that second half, ended up Georgia was going for it on 4th down as well. And look, you can be 1 for 5, 2 for 5, but once you get 3, 4, 5 for 5, you don't really want to keep seeing that. This year for the Crimson Tide on 3rd downs, they are very, very good. They're ranked number 2 in the country on 3rd downs on the defensive side of the ball. Only 11 for 65 on 3rd down are those opponents, but on 4th down, they really, really struggle to get off the field. 10 of 14. That ranks 115th in the country. So, look, if this game gets out of hand and Vanderbilt has to start going for it on 4th downs, because they're a very gritty team, they're not going to give up in this game. Look, you got to be able to, capitalize and really lock down on the defensive side of the ball, especially if they start, going for it on 4th downs as well. Key to victory number 5. Man, I just want you guys to play a clean football game for once. First 3 out of the first 4 games of the season have been pretty bad for Alabama when it comes to committing penalties. So far this season, Alabama has 34 penalties for 309 yards in the first 4 games. And that just cannot cut it. They rank 118th for penalties per game, 8.5 penalties per game, and they rank 119th in the country on penalty yards per game, 77.25. So, against Vanderbilt, maybe you can get away with it, man. Against Georgia, I mean, I guess you did get away with it, but you also, were kind of able to combat that a little bit with getting 4 turnovers as well. Once you start getting into the season, man, late in the season, you're going to have a lot of tough games where you cannot commit these stupid penalties and keep biting yourself in the butt. You see the penalties by game right here. That really is what kept South Florida in that game a lot for them. 13 penalties for 120 yards, and really, honestly, it seemed like even more than that. But, this really hasn't been a problem just for Kalen DeBoer and this staff this year. The last couple of years under Nick Saban, it was kind of the same way as well. So, a lot of these older guys, really want to see them clamp down and play a clean game against Vanderbilt this weekend. Prediction time here at the Alabama Football Report. I want to hear from you guys one more time in the comment section. Predict the score to Alabama versus Vanderbilt this weekend. My score prediction, I think Alabama goes out there and they get the job done. And look, Alabama so far, it's like every single game they score 40, 42, 41 points. So I'm going to say Alabama wins this one 42-13.